Hello and welcome to the Build With Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Baer and I'm here to build a model kit and to hang out with all of you. I'm throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the emote in the chat. If you're currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you're not a subscriber, you can use other people's emotes, like the general emotes, your own emotes, or you could just be like, say hi, or if you really don't feel like chatting, you don't have to. Aristophan is here and Lashberg is here. And also Ghost Valve. We got a great crew already. Hell yeah. Welcome to all you. Welcome, Aristophan. Welcome, Lashberg. Welcome, Ghost Valve. We're doing our welcomes and our hellos. But yeah, if you're a lurker, that's okay. I don't chat in every stream that I watch. Arctic Sloth is here. Welcome, welcome. Happy to have you here. But I do try to jump in there with some convo, especially because sometimes, like, I don't know if y'all know this, but you watch more. I'm not the only streamer you watch, so you probably do recognize, especially if you watch streamers that are similar to me, that as far as audience wise, concurrent viewership wise, that getting in there early. Thank you to all the people that are here when the stream starts. Appreciate you very much. Thank you for putting up with the random music that I'm allowed to have without it being a DMCA playing as we kind of get ready to get into the stream. Thank you for being here early. Lord Crashton is here as well. Welcome, Lord Crashton. Happy to have you here. But yeah, it does mean a lot. Folks that do jump into the chat and do say stuff. If you're not feeling like chatting, that is okay. But being there, that, even if it's just throwing the emote and that's going to be it, you're just be like, yeah, just so you know I'm here. The 2 times I ask you to put the emotes in at the beginning of the stream, and then when I start doing my spiel, my pause for the cause. But yeah, I have been doing this for quite some time, as you know, and it still happens where sometimes I have a moment where I'm like, is this the stream that no one comes to? I thought I would break that by my daily Dorf, where I did that like week-long daily stream project. Because sometimes I started with that and there would be like one person watching. And I was like, oh, this is different. I got more than that. So it's like right now, it's like, I got a few people watching, but that one, but it's still, no, just about every stream, I'm like, this might be the one where no one comes to watch. Hasn't happened yet. It's gotten close to it. I had a couple Wednesday streams, my bonus streams, when I was first starting to do streaming, and I started doing extra streams that weren't model kit building. I had a few that were very lightly viewed, because I was getting used to that, and Sazabi's here. Welcome, Sazabi. I think that was a lot of me experimenting with what my bonus streams were going to be. We did. I will say this. Peeking behind the curtain there, we're talking about it. Some of you may remember this. There was a night where I wanted to play Jackbox. I had advertised this is the Wednesday Jackbox stream. We're going to play Jackbox. We're going to play Jackbox. And the first hour of that stream was me playing Hearthstone because we didn't have enough people to play a game. It took a while to build up enough to get in there to have enough for Quiplash or whatever. And that was kind of demoralizing. The people that were there had a good time, and I played Hearthstone for a bit. And then when it felt like, okay, I've got over 15 viewers now, I'll switch and we'll do some Jackbox. So I at least was called an audible and did okay with it. But it is a thing where it's when a stream starts, this is exactly why I don't. Some streamers do this. They set their time for okay, I'm going to start at 9 p.m. Eastern. Now I start at 8:57 p.m. Eastern. I start the stream up. I'm making sure there aren't any drop frames, making sure the connection's good, making sure everything's looking okay. But then I don't start till 9:03 or 9:05. And some streamers just start and they just start talking, and they'll start talking because those streamers might even have people waiting for the stream to start. They're actively waiting for it, and so they're already in chat before it goes live. I don't have that. It's okay that I don't have that. And then there are other people that are I'm starting at 9 p.m. And then at 9:07, 9:10, 9:15, they actually start, and then they don't even start talking. They just start the stream up. They just start broadcasting. And I'm not interested in that. Not interested in that, making you wait too long. Uh, because I know some people are just like, no, I want to see you stream, but I don't also want to just like chill and listen to music while I'm waiting. So it is a delicate balance, is what I'm saying. I'm trying my best. Excuse me. Speaking of trying my best, we're currently at 43 out of 45 subscribers. If you are not currently a subscriber and you're considering it, now would be a great time. Get us to that 45. Or you could gift a sub if that's something you're interested in doing. We'd love to hit that 45 subscribers. That is our next goal, our next monthly goal. Yeah, 43 subscribers. I'm also very pleased with. Thank you very much for everybody that chooses to support me financially. It means a lot. It means I get to keep doing this bullshit. I'd sub if I didn't get in trouble with my bank last time I did that on Twitch. So Zabi, no problem. Don't worry about it. We all got our reasons. Sometimes, yeah, sometimes your credit cards, your whatever, like the banking stuff, can be frustrating. Often I will use PayPal wherever I can, which doesn't work for everything, but does work for a lot of things. Just because it's like, there was a period there where I was having issues with my bank because of some other stuff, that I just would carry a balance on PayPal, so it wasn't coming out of that. I would just deposit into PayPal, so I had money to then pay for things with PayPal. That was frustrating. It was very frustrating. It's working now. All right, I'm gonna reply to my tweet, see if we can get a few more friends to join us tonight, because the more the merrier. Sorry, there's definitely something. It's not in my eye; it's in my like eyelash, and it's not like actively causing me pain, but I can feel something, like I'm blinking, and I'm like, Grr. So hopefully that'll go away, and the eyelashes are doing what they're supposed to do, keeping it out of my eye. So I don't have a lot to say about this. Let's go to the overhead. Working on the Sazabi right here. You can see we got our Sazabi friend right there. We worked on the basically the waist and the chest. It's all one unit, which is nice. And we worked on the head, including some MacGyvering there, some customization. Sazabi's here. Did I say Sazabi because I was reading your name? We're not working on the Sazabi. We're working on the Weiss Barzam. And I believe I might have said that we were working on... yeah, okay. I did, because I was reading Sazabi's name and said it. This is the Weiss Barzam Pat Bear Customs. Indeed, Arctic Sloth. Sometimes you got to customize. Sometimes you realize after 10 minutes of just being very frustrated, you just have to clip a piece off and glue it onto a thing instead of trying to get it to work. You just give up, even though you said you're not going to do that. You're going to do it right. You just eventually do it your way, and it's fine, and no one will know other than the people that watch that stream. I wasn't preparing to talk about this, but Jason Momoa is going to be in the star of a Minecraft movie. I mean, look, all of this is supposing that that's a possibility. I don't think so. I don't think that's possible. I can't actually believe for a fact that that's going to be a thing. I will get to your question in just a moment. Thank you for using your channel points to ask a question. I do just want to say, look, do I actually think that the director of whatever, I can't remember what movie it is, but anyway, director of like a couple comedy movies is actually going to make a Minecraft movie? Not really. Do I think Jason Momoa is going to star in that Minecraft movie? Like, probably not. Sazabi's going to go get dinner. So I'll give you a quick answer, Sazabi. I have built outside of Gundam. I have worked, but mostly I do stick to Bandai. I've done some cars from Initial D. Those were glue kits. I've done some boats for One Piece. So I have worked outside of the Gundam system of model kits. I've certainly built Dragon Ball, the action figure model kits, the Figure-Rise kits. I've built a bunch of Figure-Rise and the entry grades that aren't Gundam. Building outside of Bandai, I haven't done a lot of. I'm not opposed to it. I just don't know a lot about the other brands. I did build that one it's not by Bandai. I did build a a transformer. It didn't transform. That I did not enjoy building. I forget who put that out. But yeah. Dirty's here saying, anytime I hear the X is taking Y role, I just think to myself the old adage, people got bills to pay. Other brands have some similar qualities. Certainly. That's certainly true. Because if I was going to build, I wouldn't want to build like one of those, like, we build the Gundams that they don't want you to have. Like one of those kind of companies, because that generally seems like a bad idea. But I wouldn't be opposed to working with some outside brands. I just don't have a lot of experience with it. I kind of stick with what I know, especially, and I do like to experiment now and again, but I guess I build what I'm interested in, and most of what I'm interested in is built by produced by Bandai. With the plastic about the same quality. Yeah, I mean, it's something I definitely should consider more. Koto is a tiny bit more fragile than Bandai. Okay. Dirty. That is a fair point. People do have to pay the bills, and people do want to get work. And I'm not opposed to people taking jobs. Like I'm not opposed to that. I do think that that the time for a movie based on Minecraft was a while ago and not now. Okay, so why is this looking weird? Is this A28? This is A25? Is this A28? Or did I do... Oh, no. Okay. I see now. The arrow telling me where things should go, I read wrong. Would you be willing to try one of those Koto model kits for the hit Capcom series Mega Man X? I do like Mega Man. I definitely could look into it. I don't want to say for sure that I would do that. I would have to do some research on those kits, but I'm not opposed to making a Mega Man. I think Mega Man is I like Mega Man. I've played many of the games, so I don't want to say like yeah. But what is your stance on the letter X, says Lashbrook? I'm also not opposed to the letter X. I mean, to be fair, Lashbrook, X is going to give it to you. And so, like, how can I be opposed to that? So, yeah, I mean, like, that's just how it is. So, yeah, I guess I'm not opposed, but I don't know if... for sure, if that would be something that I would definitely be like looking to do. I do know that I can tell you right now that some lovely people that I also engage with on Twitter and are part of the Plastic Model Weekender, they're in, not all of them, but some of them are interested in a style of model kit that I'm not interested in, and I will tell you that. Like the girl arms and the frames, the ladies that are robots that are also ladies, I'm not interested in building them. I think that's something that I just like don't have any interest in building. The like, hey, this lady's got a gun and she's a robot, and like pants optional. Like I'm just not interested in that. I look at those and I go, I don't want to build a girl frame. I felt weird enough building like Bulma and Android 18. Just kind of felt a little odd. That I'm like, I don't know. That doesn't seem like something I'm gonna do in the future. If that's the thing that people want to work on, they certainly can. I'm not telling people. I'm not here saying people shouldn't work on those kind of kits. I just know I look at them and go, that's not something I want to do. Also, Jason from Bad Gunpla was recently working on a kit that he seemed to hate building and seemed to be fucking terrible. And I was like, I mean, that might be like not typical for that line, but he seemed to be having a really bad time with some sort of girl frame thing. And I was like, meh. The only thing would be getting specific ones because their sale price is around $60 range, and some go higher because how accessible they are. Ghost Valve says, lots of those kids feel a bit too male-gazy for someone my age. Yeah. Sometimes it comes down to, like, quality. Some of those quality, it seems like, that it doesn't seem to have it. We are going to build the other shoulder here. I'm going to build this full shoulder, panel line it, and then we'll build the other shoulder. But let me do, speaking of panel lining, let me do this one spot here because it could get a little dicey. Yeah, and I think that, like, there is a thing where I'm almost 42. And so 20 years ago, I'd probably buy one of those if I was interested, and I wouldn't even blink an eye at something like that. In the same way that there's a version of me that would have loved Dress Up Darling, where the anime Dress Up Darling from last season that I know people that really enjoyed. But I felt very weird watching it because it was just too horny for my interests. Whereas other people were probably just like, this is perfect. This is exactly what I want. And for me, I was like, I'm good. I don't need to watch this. I'm sure that it isn't a lovely representation of cosplay, and cosplayers really love seeing anime about cosplay, but I'm good. The Charge Shot X is like $65, which isn't bad considering it essentially has a shifter paint coating added to it. Yeah, so like, that's a bit of a tough sell for me, someone who hasn't built one of them, to be like, well, this one is $65. Like, $65 is a tough sell to find out if I might like to build that kind of thing, right? Which is, at least with Bandai, like, I built that G-frame, which I didn't enjoy, but that was very reasonably priced, and I waited a while until I got one that was, like, in a price range I was interested in, because I was like, in the end, and they're very different things, obviously, but the G-frame, I was like, this isn't something I really want to continue doing. This was, like, fine to try out, but I'm not, like, sold on those things. They feel too much like an action figure. It's $5 more for the coating than for the normal X. Yeah, $60 is a lot of money, period, but it's also a lot of money to, like, try out a thing. I think I would be more willing to check it out, like if I got a deal on one or something like that, or like somebody I know who has a large backlog of things was like, hey, I'll sell this to you, whatever, or, like we'll do a trade or something like that. Like, I think I would be more willing to try something out. Like, the first time I ever painted a minifig, right? Like, and did any kind of like Warhammer painting was a free one, because I was like, I don't really like painting and I'm not very good at it, but I was at PAX Unplugged in December and I had plenty of free time at PAX Unplugged. So I was like, when offered to do one for free where the paints were provided and the thing was right there, I was like, well, I'm interested enough to try it. I wasn't interested enough to like buy paints and a thing and like get all of the gear that I would need. Like, I wasn't going to buy like the little adjustable like thing that looks like a castle, like a rook, but is meant for holding on, so you can hold on to the thing instead of holding on to the figure. Like, I don't want to buy one of those to find out. We got a resub. 9 months. Let's hit the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the mode in the chat. Hit the clap in there. Levtronica just subscribed with Prime for 9 months. Thank you so much for that. We're going to update our numbers because we're now at 44 out of 45. Thank you very much for that. Happy to have you there. But yeah, the free was a great way to find out. Like, at the end of the day, I don't know for sure if I would be interested in doing more painting. Certainly not like on a stream, but like at another convention environment, I might try my hand at painting another Warhammer figure. Because like, I had an okay time doing it. I'm not against doing it in the future. But that's, that was a good environment for trying it out. In the same way that like, the first time I ever used markers on stream was because I put them, it was recommended to me by several of you, and then was purchased off my Amazon wishlist. So I was like totally willing to try it because I was like, it wasn't super expensive, and I had watched some videos and gotten a lot of good feedback on it. And I was like, this is totally worth my time trying this out. And if I don't like using markers, it's not that big of an investment. And, turns out I really do like it. I think it looks great. It's not something that I struggle to do. And I think the results are fantastic. So happy to do that. I will say there's very little, next to no detailing you'd have to do on them. As like max armor, for example, the waist armor is pre-painted for you. That's nice. Yeah, I mean that is cool. Like if it's out of the box, you just assemble and it looks good. That's certainly helpful for the price tag. But yeah, I mean that's the major point of that kind of thing is just me recognizing for myself that's like, I don't know if I want to spend that kind of money to find out. And that's just kind of how I feel about that. There will probably be other opportunities for trying out other things. I do want to do stuff outside of Bandai. I do want to do that. I guess the more I think about it, we did 2 different Polar Lights kits. So I have done a little bit. Polar Lights, as someone who doesn't paint, those kits are not really for me. It was fun to build the Defiant from Star Trek. That was really fun, and the Enterprise. Like I think those looked cool, and with panel lining, they looked all right. Those kits really need paint. Like they're screaming for paint, which is not something that I'm going to be doing. I don't have an interest in it, or the gear, or the setup, or the space for it. So that's not something I'll be doing in the future. I have no desire to paint here, but it was nice working on like something from like a totally different company and trying to figure that out. It wasn't the end results I was happy with, if not the process. I paid almost $90 for the Max Armor at a local shop, which was a lot more than sale price. Yeah. I mean, certainly. I mean, look, I'll spend money on a model kit, but generally it's something like I spent a lot of money pre-ordering the Heavy Arms Master Grade, the Endless Waltz version, because I've never built that, and they're expensive. Those were very sought after, and the secondary market is very high for that, so it was totally worth paying a lot of money. It's a Master Grade, so it'll take several streams. And it's a kit that I've always wanted to build because I really do like the Endless Waltz version of the Heavy Arms. I think that's a fantastic kit. So to me, that was worth the price. Whereas like they just put up some pre-orders for some real grades that are pricey because real grades are pricey, but none of those kits did anything for me. That none of them stood out to me as like a thing that I was like, oh, I gotta get those. If they had been cheaper, maybe more. You were comfortable because it was a local business. I mean, I'm certainly. When I had stores in my area, when I was going to Image Anime, when I was going to Gundam Planet in person, I was always more willing to spend some money there because it was a local. If and when I get back to here's the thing. I don't know exactly when I'm going back to New York. I have plans to go to New York this summer. I have to, at some point, start making definitive plans. Not to move back, I should say. I do have plans to move back to New York at some point. But I'm saying I'm mostly going to go visit. I'm going to go switch some stuff out, get some stuff from my storage unit, go talk to people, do some interviews for possible work up there. But when I go up there, I am planning to go to some local businesses because there's nothing local near me in a reasonable location for me to go support a business around here. So I was like, well, Image Anime right now isn't even doing local stuff, but maybe I'll take the train out to Gundam Planet, or the Japanese bookstore chain has been doing some Gundam stuff. So if they're still doing Gundam stuff there, then maybe I'll just go and do that because that's still probably better prices than some other places. But yeah, I might take the train out to New Jersey and go to Gundam Planet and pick something up in person while I'm up there. I don't know. I don't have like definitive plans to do that, but I do want to go. I also want to go to my former local comic book shop, see how they're doing. I've ordered some stuff from them. I haven't bought a lot of comics lately. English language comics, or English, like American origin comics, I should say. I occasionally get some stuff sent to me from my fine friends at Oni, and a few other smaller things I get now and again. I've been buying digital, when I do feel like that. But I think purchasing some graphic novels, like digital graphic novels, has kind of been my MO lately, more than anything else. But and then also buying some manga here and there, trying to support the stuff, especially since I read a lot of things that are not directly supporting the manga. So I do try to support the series that do come out that I'm interested in, because it's good. It's good to spend your money where you want to see it. People benefit from it. I'm gonna clip this here. A little jagged there, a little jaggy. We'll say it's worth noting that I think a lot of the price goes to getting them to look at close as they can at the art proportions, the design along the bill. I mean, look, when I talk about expense, I'm not talking about like, oh, hopefully y'all recognize that I'm not talking about like, oh, they're just being greedy or anything like that. I'm just talking about the reality of it. It may be worth the price. It may be, small batch runs and heavily scrutinized and high quality, good looking out for everything. Like, the quality assurance could be very high. Yeah, but that's not to say, and that's good. I want that. I definitely don't want something that feels like it should cost $10 that costs $60. If it feels like it costs that money, that's awesome. That still doesn't change the fact that that's $60 for a model kit, and I have to be careful of my budget because I build model kits 3 times a week. I say 2 hours. It really isn't 2 hours when you take the break and starting late and ending a little early and all that. But like, you could, let's say 6 hours a week, 5 to 6 hours a week, I'm building model kits every week. I'm buying new kits to constantly have. I'm always looking ahead about what I have. So like, at the end of all of that, I still have to be a little frugal when it comes to this. That like, oh, this thing is on sale. I'm going to pick this up. Oh, this is that. I really want this, but do I want to spend the money to get it? If that's going to be a stream and a half, like, is that worth it? That's why the Lego 3-in-1s, you will hear me say this many times, the Lego 3-in-1s are the best deal out there because you can build 3 kits with 1 box. So it's the biggest bang for your buck of anything, even if it's the 3 builds are fast. If it's like 2 streams for $14, that's ridiculously good. And I want to be creative. I want to make stuff that people are interested in looking at. I want I want folks to be excited about what I'm building and enjoy it. That's why I try to pick up stuff that like is a little weirder sometimes, or like or old. Like, I just built that GP1 from the year 2000. There might be some people out there that would be interested in picking up an old kit and benefited from me building an old kit. So like, to me, that's totally worth spending a little bit of money to get something like that, because it isn't a 22-year-old model kit. So it's never just about the price. It is about me trying to build stuff that you might be interested in, but also certainly that I'm interested in building. I'm very interested in picking up stuff that I want to build. I like, I'll build it if it's really great, but like, I've got a strike, the Ale strike, that like, at some point I'm gonna build it because I bought it. It was on sale, but like, I'm not passionate about building that kit because I don't really like strikes. It's not a model kit. Like, the perfect strike Freedom that I built for, I built that because I had to build it because I was going to build everything from Gundam Breaker Battlelog. But like, I wasn't like super excited about it. It turned out to be an okay kit, but yeah, it's not the thing that I'm super into. So, would you be willing to pick up the reissue Metal Gear Rex when it is $70 like a master grade? Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know. The parts of Metal Gear that I like aren't the mech or the mecha. The stuff I like about Metal Gear is the take itself very seriously, even though it's complete nonsense. Whereas a lot of the mech stuff is just legitimately kind of cool, but I don't have any like feeling for it. That is definitely a thing where like to spend a bunch of money, I have to either think that something is incredibly cool or like just something like really fun. Like I would like to build because I haven't built it since the 90s and late 90s, and I certainly haven't built it on stream. I'd like to build the Swordfish 2 from Cowboy Bebop, Spike's ship. That I remember that kit being not hard, but very fun to build. But I don't want to $80 build it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to spend $80 to build that kit. That might be 2 streams, but like, nah. I built that before, way before I streamed. Like I said, probably 99, maybe even 2000, year 2000, maybe more likely. I built it then, and I enjoyed that build. It was a fun build, but like I said, it's not $80 good, in my opinion. So like, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that kind of thing. Like, totally willing to spend money like that for something that I think is unique or interesting, or like, like I look at it and go, I have to build this. Like, I spent I think I spent like $65, $70 on that Sazabi Real Grade, the clear coat, the ruby red. It was 2 different shades of red, but they were red clear, for that Sazabi, and like, totally worth it. That kit was beautiful. It's one of my favorite kits I've ever built, and it's gorgeous. And like, to me, it was just like, this is absolutely 100% worth whatever I'm going to pay for it. If I had spent $80 on that, I would have been like, yeah, no problem. That was a great looking kit and a really fun build, and like, totally worth my time. And some of it is subjective, right? Like, it is. A friend of mine has the Virtue Master Grade and is going to be building that, and like, I do like a chunky model kit. Like, this kit is chunky, but that one feels too chunky to me. Like, that's an expensive model kit, and that's gonna take him a long time to build, because that Virtue is like armor on top of armor, and it's basically like ridiculous. But it doesn't like, to me, I'd be like, if I could get a deal on it, but I'm not like, oh, I gotta have this. And that's just where I'm at with that kind of thing. I don't know. It's not a perfect science, because it is subjective, because I'm a human being with tastes and opinions on things, and they're not always the same. Virtue is super chunk, 100%. I think the price is worth it for the part separation. I know of as like the toes of the Rex move individually. That's ridiculous. And yeah, it might be totally worth it, but to me, it's just like, I don't know. If you could splurge on one premium Lego kit, what would you get? Lord Crashington. It would definitely like I'd love to. So I don't want to build like the Star Destroyer, because I've seen that Star Destroyer. Actually, here's it. Here's the expensive Lego set I wish I had spent the money on when it came out, and now it's going to be very expensive. I'd like to build the Ghostbusters Firehouse. A friend of mine has that kit. I've seen it in person. I really love the look of it. It's nice. I don't even know how much the secondary market that thing is. I've never looked at the price. I've just enjoyed it from afar, basically, because a friend of mine had it and built it, and it was lovely to look at. All right, did I put this on wrong? I did put this on. No. Is this right? This looks right. I think I did this right. We'll find out later if I didn't, but I think I did this right. No, I did not do this right. Okay. This part is right. This part is backwards. So I have to switch these because I put this on backwards. Luckily, I caught this soon enough that this is something I can fix. I mean, like I said, I don't know how much. I don't know how much the firehouse is. That is definitely like if I was gonna splurge on a nonsense expensive Lego set, I think that would be the thing that I would go buck wild on. Okay, no, this is still wrong. Okay, I messed this up in two different ways. I had like a piece backwards that I then fixed the wrong way. You know what I mean. All right, I'm going to get my pry tool here, and I'm going to separate these parts, and then I'm going to fix this. Believe me, when I do the left arm, it'll be a lot faster than this because I will have done it once before. But also, this is part of it, right? It's even somebody that's been doing kits for a very long time like me, I still don't always fucking nail it every single time. Okay, so now this is right. And then this looks right, and then this piece goes this. Which one goes where? This goes like that. Okay, yeah. All right, now I've got it. Oh Lord, the firehouse is $800. Yep. Secondary. Look, here's the thing. I will say this, folks. This is a common knowledge that I am not saying things out of turn. If you ever see a Lego set that you think looks great and it is a license thing, if it is from a property of some sort, get it. If you ever see a kit that you are like, ooh, I heard they're making this, I'm interested, just get it, because it will never be cheaper than it is right there. It will never depreciate in value. Lego does not depreciate. Sometimes the Ninjago and their like other like internal stuff can depreciate in value, but their licensed stuff just like Harry Potter has never been less interesting to people than it is right now. But believe me, you can't buy a Lego Harry Potter set for less than double than what it was when it came out. Like, there's just no way. It's like there's a Dumbledore movie, like a movie with Dumbledore's name in it, that's like not doing well. Like it's never been a worse time to be like really into Harry Potter. But still, those Lego sets are just going to be ridiculously priced. So yeah, if you ever see a Lego thing and you're like, that looks neat, just get it. Just get it while you can. It seems like obviously they want to appreciate in value. It seems like the Lego Champions, the Speed Champion series, seems to be holding steady at kind of like retail price. They don't seem to be going completely ridiculous. They might in the future, like they certainly probably will in the future once they discontinue them, because once they're discontinued, then it's just, any specialty piece you gotta, you're gonna like really work to get. But I don't know. Luckily, I'm not like I like Lego, but I'm not obsessed with a Lego that I can't have. I don't like covet Lego. Like I said, there's a couple that I like a lot, like the Firehouse, but I'm not like, I don't belong to Discords that will tell me when certain things go on sale on certain places and where to get them. And, I don't have alerts set up for Lego sets. I'll tell you that. I'm not that kind of person. I also don't have those for model kits. Although I am currently attempting to make contact with a friend of a friend who lives in South Korea, and may, if I can get this friend to go, is going to start looking for things at the Korean Gundam base, the South Korean Gundam store, official Gundam store, because they get some cool ass shit, and I would like to see some of that cool ass shit. So I am trying to make a connection to have a local person, and I'm always trying to find out who's in Japan that I know for cool shit. I'm always trying to work that. It's been a while since I had anybody that I could like check in with, especially people that are like traveling. If they could buy a model kit that I want and then travel with it when they come back and then mail it to me from the United States, like if I gotta wait on something but I'll get it, like totally willing to do that. That's great. Ooh, is this like where the beam saber lives? Does it live in the side of the arm? Because that's cool shit. Ooh, I like that. That is cool shit, if that is what we're doing here. All right, so this goes like this, and then this looks like it goes like that. Yeah. All right, let's see. Do I have other things that I want to talk about tonight? I probably do. I probably have some stuff I wrote down. Plastic Model Weekenders coming up the end of this month. I hope you will come and hang out with that. Let me quickly find the promotional image about it, and I'll just put it on screen here. My promotional image for it that I made. I did some very fun editing. You can see right there. Plastic Model Weekender. My shift is Saturday, so the 30th from 7 p.m. till 9 p.m. Eastern Time. That's when I will be streaming, but it starts in the afternoon on the 29th and runs until the evening on the 1st. So please consider coming and checking that out. We're raising money for the Cure Alzheimer's Fund. Trying to raise money by doing lots of streams. It's a marathon stream. It'll start on Friday and run through there. Folks from all over the world streaming. There will be one stream with a ASL interpreter. There will be multiple VTubers. There will be giveaways. If you donate $20, I believe it's $20 is the minimum. You'll be entered in raffles. You do not have to be present for those raffles. I will be doing an incentive where if you donate any amount of money, at $5, $10, whatever, it will go towards every $50 raised during my shift. I will open a pack of random playing cards. They're cards from sports and anime and trading card games and like a couple like movie and TV things. And it will be very silly, and you basically like stop what I'm doing, and then I'll be opening that. And then sometime this week, I will officially announce what I'm building. It is a model kit from Bandai. It is from a Gundam. It is a mobile suit. It's not an actual Gundam. It's a grunt from a series, but it's cool. It's a cool kit. That I think people will like the vibe of, because I think it's a cool model kit. That I don't know I think if I don't do the stickers and I don't panel line, I'll get it fully assembled, and then I'll have to go back and like touch it up on my regular stream. That's my thought anyway. I don't know for sure, but my thought is I can build it all in one 2-hour session. If I had 3 hours, I could do it. But hey, this is the nice thing about that. I did 3 hours last year. This year, too many people want to do it. We couldn't do 3-hour shifts. We did 2 and 3-hour shifts, and then this year is just like, nope, everybody's doing 2 hours, which is a fantastic problem to have. Hey, Chris, welcome. Helter Chris is here. Welcome. Happy to have you here on the old stream. Was just doing a little promotion for a charity event that I'm doing at the end of the month. Other things I want to talk to you about. I really want my refunds. I did my taxes early, so my taxes are done. Don't worry about me. I do them early. But I did it a little later than I normally do this year because I had to do South Carolina and New York because I got a good amount of money for a gig I did years ago in New York. So, but then they took taxes out, because of course they did. So then I had to do all that, and it just took longer and whatever. It's fine. It's just I didn't mail it out until during the month of, I think the end of February I mailed it out. Maybe in March. Well, maybe it was March when I sent it out. I don't remember. But anyway, I would really like my refund. It would be great to have my refund since I, spent it already. It would be great to refill the coffers for the money that I already spent on my refund, my federal refund, because I bought this computer with that money. So I would like to have that money. Just did my taxes this morning. Hell yeah. I got in the habit of doing it because I do it myself. I just got in the habit of doing it early. Also because up until a few years ago, it wasn't difficult. My taxes were not something that I was like ever really worried about doing. It was like very easy because I had like one full-time job, and I always owed a little bit to the state and got a bunch back to the federal government, and it was never a problem. Um, and I just did it. And then we would have like one or two other jobs, and they were easy. But then in 2019, I became like, not only was I freelance and I worked a bunch of places and had to deal with like a bunch of different things, also ran into the issue of, oh yeah, I work a bunch of different places, and then also I had my severance and I had to pay taxes on that, and it was just like this whole goddamn thing. It became a whole thing. So all right, great. We're almost done with one arm. We'll get the hand here. We'll go with the open hand so that we can grip the shield and maybe a beam saber. So we'll do the open hand there. If there was one Lego set I wish I got when it came out, no question asked, was the Bridge Walker versus White Lightning from Exo Force line. Yeah. I mean, I don't disagree with you. That's a cool line. I have seen that before. I was looking at that a couple months ago. So yeah, that is cool. So yeah, my taxes are done. I would really like to get my return because it would be fucking sweet to get that money to put towards paying some stuff off, or perhaps towards my at some point trip to New York for various things. Again, I'm gonna go in the summer. Most likely, I don't know. Part of me was like, oh, I should go like during the week, so I would probably miss a stream or two. I'd probably do like a hanging out stream, depending on like. I'm probably just gonna do a room in an Airbnb, so maybe I'll like bring a Lego set. I'll get a small Lego set so I can like do a stream just like for whatever. Like bring a few things. But I'm also like, well, if I'm up there and I have like friends that I want to see and we're all feeling like comfortable seeing one another, then I could like have a guest while I'm up there. Which who knows if that would happen, but like I don't know, it could. That would be. I think that would be fun. Like I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if I would do that, but it's a possibility. The Exo Force is a cool line. You're not wrong. Then it'd be Lego Ideas Voltron. Oh yeah, that Voltron was cool. So the problem with that, there's no problem with the Voltron. Oh, my mouse is visible. Sorry. There's no problem with the Voltron. I was gonna say the problem with that Voltron. The problem I had was when that was available, I had just built the mini kits, the mini pla Voltron. They were small little. They sold them separately in like vending machines in Japan, but then they made a box version for international, and it was like small little of all of the lions, and then they combined together to the Voltron. It fucking kicked ass. But I had just spent a bunch of money to buy that, and I was like, well, I just bought a Voltron. I'm not going to buy a Lego Voltron. I was wrong. I was foolish, and I should have. I had the money for it. And I was willing to pay for it, but I had already bought from like a convention that minifig set, the mini pla. So I did screw up. I did make a terrible mistake, and I should have splurged for it. Okay, so how do I get this to work here? Okay, so we're gonna put one of our arms in because we're done. This thing has an issue. Like I want to be very careful with the arms. I'm gonna push this all the way in. I'm gonna have to push this all the way in. Now it's possible to get totally, and that's the thing with Lego. I am going to try to rock this in from the side instead of just going I'm gonna try to like get it the polycap in like from the side and angle it in a little bit. There we go. Okay, so I got it in. So it will come out here, but we're gonna be putting a lot of pressure on that if I pull too hard. So we are gonna try to keep it close. We don't have to really pose this too much. So hopefully that's all gonna work out. The only time I'm going to put pressure on this a lot is there's going to be a clip on here to the weapon / shield. And so we can put some weight on this. I don't know that Bionicle set because I was never big on Bionicle. I just wasn't into Lego when Bionicle was huge. So I don't know that particular set. But I will take your word that you are excited, that you would be excited about it. Okay, so we got a head in here. We got our one arm done. We can now work on the other one. So that'll be cool. I'm going to check one thing real quick here. We are going to do a pause for the cause in a minute or two. I'm going to talk about ways you can support the channel because it's good to talk about ways you can support the channel. And then we'll get into... We'll get into some model kit build. Sorry, we'll get into some anime talk, and we're going to talk about some manga. And I'm also going to talk about some video game stuff, like at the very end. But you know, I got a few things to talk about with y'all. Real quick before we get into the pause to the cause, a reminder, not a reminder, but just mentioning my stream this Wednesday, because Wednesday is always something that isn't model kit building. Wednesday is always my other stream. Often video games, not always. This Wednesday is going to be taking a look at some old Japanese wrestling. Primarily stuff from All Japan Pro Wrestling, a little bit from Wrestling Noah, but mostly All Japan Pro Wrestling. Talking about matches from the 80s and 90s and one from the early 2000s. Hard-hitting, nonsense wrestling. Very excited about it. As of right now, all singles matches. Maybe I'll throw in some tag matches later, but right now, focusing on singles, mostly Japanese wrestlers or American and Canadian wrestlers working in the Japanese style. That'll be this Wednesday at 9 p.m., so check that out because it's going to be fun. We're going to do a pause for the cause. I'm going to talk about ways you can support the channel if you're so inclined. This won't take too long. I know that for many of you, where do you even watch old Japanese wrestling online? Helter, you find it on YouTube because a lot of it is, especially for companies that don't exist anymore, they're not telling people not to have it on YouTube. So you find it on YouTube, and then you use a program that you have to rip those videos from YouTube so that you can then play them from your media player, VLC or whatever. That is the way to play old Japanese wrestling, is that someone recorded it on tape or they got the DVDs and then they put it on YouTube, and then it's up after a couple of years. And if some website has it up for a couple of years, I'm usually just going to go and grab it. That is generally how you watch that stuff. Because you're not taking, like I'm not going to show you anything from New Japan. I'm not foolish. But I will show you some stuff from All Japan because they're not a company anymore. And somebody owns it, but they're not litigious. There won't be an archive here on Twitch. I will probably put it up on my YouTube, but it won't be on Twitch. We'll just say that. Anyway, pause for the cause. Folks that have been here for a while know the drill. I'm going to talk to you about ways you can support the channel. I am not going to really engage with chat for the next couple of minutes. I am going to give you my spiel. As always, you are not required to do any of the things I'm about to mention here. These are all optional things you could do if you're so inclined. You being here, you watching the streams, either live or later, means a lot to me. You being active in chat or just watching, just chilling. That's great, and I appreciate that very much. But there are ways you can support me besides that. You can throw the Barricade the Lego Scythe emote in the chat if you were a subscriber. The tier 2 get the Scythe emote. Subscribing is the easiest way financially to support what I do here, because you're already on Twitch. You can use your cash money. You can use Prime, like Levtronica renewed with Twitch Prime tonight, which is fantastic. Thank you very much for that. We are at 44. We'd love to get to 45. You can see that there. Subscribing, again, easy way to support what I do here. $5 a month. If you have your Prime Gaming token, you have Amazon Prime linked with your Twitch. You get that token. If you don't want to use it for me, please use it for someone. Or think about this. Maybe you don't have Amazon, but your parents do. You know, your brother does. Your roommate has it, and they don't watch on Twitch. And you use it for free shipping now and again. Well, link it to your Twitch account. And then use that token for me. I don't know. Maybe you still have like you still have a really discounted one from college. And you never use it, but you still have it. Well, hook up your friend Pat Bear with that token. You could also do bits and coins. Always appreciate those bits and coins. And we got the leaderboards for people that are donating, which is fantastic. There are alternatives to using, Twitch. If you don't want to be in the ecosystem, you don't want to spend money on here, but you wouldn't mind supporting me monthly. There are options including my Patreon, patreon.com/PatBear. There's a $1, $3, $5, and $10 tier, so you get different rewards for the different tiers. Please check it out. Watch the video where I talk about what I'm doing there. Take a look-see if that's something you'd like to do. Also, if you're watching this later on YouTube, what's up YouTube? You can find all these links in the show description. If you're watching this later on VOD here on Twitch, you can find it all in the chat. Speaking of YouTube, I have a YouTube channel, and subscribing to that is free, obviously. Support me very much by subscribing there at youtube.com/PatBear. But there's also a membership there, and for $2 a month, you get my Wednesday videos, because I make a new video every Wednesday and upload it every single Wednesday. Well, you get to see that on Tuesday, so you get it one day early. This is a little something I can do. And the one you'll see this Wednesday, I think it's pretty fun. We'll talk more about that a little later. Those are all the monthly ways. Now, there's also, you can do like Coffee or PayPal. You can do a one-off if monthly subscription's not something you feel like you can do. A one-off will be fine through Coffee or PayPal. Everything I make through direct donations through YouTube, Patreon, and Twitch all goes to me buying model kits and equipment. This kit was bought as a premium Bandai kit, and I pre-ordered that thanks to the generosity of y'all. So thank you very much for that. Now, I do have a backlog, and my $10 patrons are going to decide what I build next. I'm going to put a poll for them tomorrow, and they'll help me decide what I'm going to build on Thursday, because I'm going to finish this kit up during Thursday's stream, probably, or by the end of the stream. But there's a way to jump my backlog queue, and that's buy something off my Amazon wish list. You buy something on my wish list, I make a video for YouTube all about it, mailbag video, talking about the kit and giving you a shout out if you include your name or your username. And also it jumps the queue, and it's the next thing I build, because you spent money. You spent a bunch of money so I could build a thing, so I might as well build it soon. I have inexpensive stuff, both Lego and a few inexpensive model kit builder, model kits. I've got a glue kit in there from Initial D, some pre-order stuff, some inexpensive kits, some very expensive kits, kits that have international or free shipping, kits that don't have that and will be very expensive. And then some gear at the bottom of that list. I always have some gear, because sometimes people are like, I want to support you, Pat, but I don't know what to buy. And so I put up a few things there that you could pick up if you're so interested in doing that. All obviously optional, obviously not expecting it, but if you wanted to, you could. It looks like somebody picked up something off my wish list, so I'll be expecting that soon, which will be great, and I'll shoot a video about that. But it looks like there's something that was on my list yesterday that isn't there, and I didn't delete it, so I think someone bought it, and that'll be a cool kit. That is a RX-782 from the Paralympics, celebrating the Paralympics that happened in Japan. So that's fun. I'll build that. And then USA Gundam Store, you could buy a gift card to USA Gundam Store. You go there, you buy a gift card, and then you send me a DM on Twitter. That's my alternative to Amazon and the Amazon wish list. I also have one other wish list, which is Throne. Throne is an up-and-coming wish list provider or creator that they work very hard for streamers and content creators who want to stay anonymous, because they don't want their state or city or name included in anything. and so they go out of their way to make sure that they're catered to, and they take care of people and look out for people. Their options are kind of limited for what I would look for, because I'm not looking for lingerie or like ASMR mics, but I am looking for like model kits. So they and gift cards. So they do have some things. So take a look at that. But what if we want to buy you a kit you don't have on your wish list? It's very expensive. So Sazabi, I don't have I don't have like a PO box for people to buy things then mail me that. Hopefully when I move back to New York, I will actually set up a PO box. But right now I don't have anything like that. The only thing I could say is, if you wanted to buy the equivalent in a gift card to, like, if they sold it at USA Gundam Store, because like I say, you could buy a gift card, you get the code in your email, then you send me a DM on Twitter because my DMs are open. Like, you could do that, or you could say like, hey, Pat, they have this thing at USA Gundam Store, has this kit. I'd love to see you build it. If I bought you the gift cards for it, like an equivalent gift card, would you consider picking that up? And I would like say, yeah, probably, unless it was something that I've already built on stream. But generally, if it's not on my wish list, it's either I haven't built it or I'm not so interested in it. But I don't have a way for people to like buy kits and then mail them to me. I would like to have that at some point, but I don't have that right now. Let's see. So to go through this here, I have a Discord. That's a way to support me for free. Just join my Discord. I mean, like Sazabi, you could always. It's the perfect grade Phoenix. I mean, Sazabi, send me the link here in chat. Or no, you don't have to send me the link. I'll look at it on Amazon, see what we got going on here. You don't have to send me the link. I can just look for it. Let's see. Actually, I do need the link because the first. Let's see here. I'm not seeing it right off the bat. I'm seeing the master grades. I'm not seeing the perfect grade. Oh, it's like $900. Here it is. The Bandai Perfect Grade 160 RX Unicorn Gundam Phoenix Japan import right now is, yes, is $730 right now. So, I mean, and it's free shipping. So you know what? Sure. I just added that to my wish list. I'll put it at the bottom of my wish list. And if somebody wants to pick that up, they could. I would say maybe don't spend $700 and something for me, on me, because that's a lot of money and kind of ridiculous. But you know what? I can definitely put it on my wish list. Sure. Both of them are premium Bandai. Yeah. Can someone link to that in chat? Yeah, give me a second. I'll put the link in there. I'll put the link to what I just put in my wish list. It'll go to the bottom because I can't have a $730 model kit on my on the top of my wish list. I like to put cheap things at the top. So right now, I mean, like I said, I just put it there. This is the link to the thing. Again, it's now at the top of my wish list, which again is here. So I will say, we're going to finish up this thing and get back to actually model kit building in a second, because that's what we do here, actually. I do have like a model kit there. I have a $118 model kit there that got Heavy Arms Endless Waltz Master Grade, which I shouldn't have there any. Oh, the angle unit. It's the angle unit. See, I have the Endless Waltz Master Grade there. The angle unit I should have gotten. It's the one they added. It's from the manga. They added even more weapons to the heavy arms. I should have gotten that when it was coming out, but I didn't have the money at the time. And it was certainly less than $100 then. But yeah, I mean, I have expensive things now and again. You would probably not enjoy the LEDs for that. Yes, that thing is Helter. It is fucking cool as hell. Don't forget to add the LED kit. No, I definitely want to do that. Yeah. I mean, I'll put it on there because that is fun. But yeah, really, when it comes down to it, I try not to put like incredibly expensive kits. I mean, it's happened. I've built 2 perfect grades on stream before because people picked them up because I put them up there, and in one instance, it was because somebody, shout out to Steve out there, was like, hey, I want you to build a perfect grade. Put one on your wish list. And then I did, and then he bought it. And so I built the Wing Zero perfect grade. And it was cool. The feathers are annoying as fuck, but like totally cool that I built that. I mean, whatever. I will not be installing LED kits. I don't enjoy doing those. Anyway, we'll get back to building here and talk about some other stuff. I do want to just put in real quickly a couple video links for you to check out because I got to promote myself and my videos. Pat Bear's Anime Club. If you missed it, I put this up a week ago Monday. This is the episode where I talk about High Dive, the streaming service High Dive, which I'm watching 2 shows on right now, and I like. And so I took a look at it because I've never really used the service. I never subscribed to them before. I would just have access to them through Crunchyroll, through Verve, because for a while there Crunchyroll was partnered with them. And so you would get some stuff. They had a shared library. But there was some stuff that never ended up on Verve, and now I can watch that. I watched the Achikochi, or Place to Place OVA, which I had never seen, and that was cool. And then over on Do You Remembaer, which is where I read an article somewhere that I'm interested in talking about the thing, and then quickly shoot a video where I talk about said thing, and remember whatever I can. Remembaer. This is about the Nutty Narrows Bridge, which is a for real actual bridge that exists in Washington State for squirrels. It's a bridge for squirrels, and it was fun to talk about. So that's that video. And then we're gonna talk about some anime and some manga because it's Manga Monday. So let me hit the old. We'll talk about some anime first, but I need to also drink a little water, and we're gonna do a dramatic transition. Gotta dramatically transition. Helter says, in CA, we have a bridge for mountain lions. Hell yeah, I like that. I mean, hope that's good. This is the Nutty Narrows Bridge was because squirrels were dying on this long road going to the different trees, so they built a bridge for it in the 60s, and then they were like, we're going to keep doing this, which is cool. But yeah, I talked about that. All right, so we're going to talk about some anime. It's Project Them, which is good. We'll talk about some anime, and then we'll talk about some manga, because as I said, it is Manga Monday. Only 2 anime shows to talk about tonight, but we'll talk about them because they are good. I like both of these shows. I'm not like watching either just because I enjoy both of them. Desire Boy fans are willing to paint parts to have one. Yeah, I mean, I didn't have really much to say about that, so I didn't really jump in on what you're talking about there. But, that makes sense. Like, yeah, it's like such a rare thing that people are like, well, I'm going to make it my own. And I appreciate that. I understand when people want a thing so bad that they are willing to manufacture their own kind of thing. I appreciate that, doing their own customs. So, some anime to talk to you about, because that's what I want to do right now. And so that's what I'm going to be talking about. We've got Shikimori's Not Just a Cutie. Shikimori's Not Just a Cutie is fan-fucking-tastic. It is a romantic comedy anime. You've got your couple here. What's the dude's name? I wrote his name down. Azumi is accident prone. He's just a cute little guy. He's tall actually, but he's a cute guy, but he's very accident prone. and his girlfriend is Shikimori. She's beautiful, but also a definite badass, a different like take charge, save the day kind of gal. In the first episode, she spin kicks a sign that's falling that almost hits him in the head and just kind of like kicks it away like it's not a big deal. And so she's not just a cutie, because sometimes she's cool as hell and like intense and a badass. Um, uh, and in this episode, we get to see just how accident prone and unlucky this fucking dude is. He is so much, and how she's got to save the day. But also, we got some sports festival stuff. And one thing that's very fun is that he immediately gets injured, and then she is doing well in volleyball, but then he shows up to cheer her on, and she gets fucking serious. She's just like, well, now I gotta win because my boyfriend is cheering for me. And it is fucking great. She gets, and here's the thing, she's awesome. They win. They beat a girl who's good at volleyball on the other team. Because this is like inter-school and like, you know, serious, but like, you know, it's nobody's like main thing, except they had like a ringer in that someone who's actually good at it, but they lose because Shikimori has got to be badass for her boy. Which leads to her developing a fan club. A bunch of people know how cool she is, and young ladies are like, can I take a photo with you? Can I shake your hand? Can I meet you? And we get to see a little bit of our boy be sad about that because he wants to spend time with his girlfriend during school. Can't see her. He's kind of jealous, and he's like, oh. Also, his friend, whose name I can't remember, but he's a fang boy. He's got a little fang, that kind of spunky whatever attitude. He has to take over for Shikimori and like protecting our dude, which I think is very cute. He's kind of got to like look out for her, and which I think is adorable. That he's like kind of looking at, and he's not as good at it. In the end, they work it out. They figure out their jealousy. It's okay. There was some flirting in that episode because they're you know they're dating, but they're not like they're serious, but they're still young. They're still high school kids. They're not super. You know, they're not all over each other. I'll say that. And I'll also say one of the things I really like about this show is one, I love the idea of the badass girl that is just like going for it and protecting her man. I love that. I think that is great. I really enjoy that they're already in a relationship. Like, don't get me wrong, Aharon-san, the other romantic comedy that I'm really high on, I like that this is like them becoming friends and it's a slow burn and we're not going to really see them in a relationship in the first season. But I also like to have the relationship stuff, like having the fun relationship elements to it. It's cute that they're already there. They're already dating. They're already like interested in one another. It's not the will they won't they. It's the well, how is this going to progress? How is this relationship going to move? I just think that's neat. I like that. Also, I talked about his friend. Her friends are great too. There's the like sporty girl who's like funny, and then there is also everybody's kind of fun or funny, and then there's also the girl that is the short monotone girl that is just like still like she's not like sad. She's just like kind of monotone and whatever, got it going through it in her own vibe. And I don't know, I just like that. I like all the minor characters. None of the minor characters are annoying, and that's fun for me. So yeah, Shikimori is not a cutie. It comes out on Saturdays, but I review it on Monday streams. So check that out. It's on Crunchyroll, and I'm enjoying it. I thought you might like it too, if you're looking for that kind of a story. Ooh, I clipped this. Ooh, okay. One of these pegs I clipped a little short. Got to be careful of that. It should be fine because it's just like the arm piece here. So it should be okay that one of these is a little short. It might wobble a little bit. I'll put a little dab of liquid cement on there if I need to, but I think it'll be okay. I'm not too concerned about it. And let's get that on there. Okay. So the other anime I want to talk to you about is, of course, trapped in a dating sim. The world of Otome games is tough for mobs. Mobs are background characters, NPCs. This is a story about a dude that played this dating game, Otome, this dating game that he thought was bad, and he did not enjoy it. But he was being blackmailed by his sister in order to complete it. He did beat the game, got all the endings. He hated it. He hated the main dudes in it. He hated how weird it was. Why did it have such a weird, robust fighting system and mechs and all this other stuff? And, like, it didn't make any sense. Why did it have, like, such a big magic system and all this other stuff? What's going on? And then he died. Kind of comically, kind of tragically. He died, and then he woke up, and he was a character in the world. But he wasn't, like, he wasn't, any of the main people. He was just, like, a background character. It's a guy he didn't even recognize in the show. He ends up in the school. His dream is, I want to meet a girl because it's a woman-forward society there. So he's like, I'd like to meet a lady who's interested in me because I am a baron. But I need to meet a lady that, that will marry me, and then I'll be set. And he's a skilled adventurer. He knows the game really well. So he conquered a dungeon that the hero was going to find later in the game. He already conquered it. He already made a bunch of money because he knows where the secret hidden places are because he played all of the game. So he's got a huge advantage there. And he's just like, okay, well, I'm just going to go to the school. But something weird is happening. And in this episode, we hit the nail on the head. It's one of those stories where the girl who's like a commoner ends up hanging out with the prince and his friends, and they all like her more than they like the girl that the prince is engaged to, who becomes by default the villainess. And, well, we meet the girl. We've already met the girl that this is supposed to happen to, but they don't. The prince doesn't meet this girl. None of that happens. The prince meets another girl that isn't in the game. And our main dude is like, I don't know who the fuck that is. Who is this girl? Well, I guessed that it's his real life sister, the person that made him play the game for her. I don't know that yet. We still haven't figured that out yet. But she is also a reincarnation or something to that effect. We got ourselves another person. She's changing the game, making her the main character. And the one person in this game, when he played it, that he actually seemed to like was the quote-unquote villainess, because she didn't really do anything wrong. She was just trying to do, she's like a young person who was put in a terrible situation and made to be the villain, but there was nothing villainous about what was going on with her. So when the duel happens, or the duel is leading up in the game, no one steps up for her. But our dude does. Because even though he wants to live a slow life in the background and doesn't really, want to be a big character, he doesn't want, people to know what's going on with him. He wants to live that slow life. There's one thing he wants more than that, which is to show up the prince and his friends, because he hates these dudes. He hates all those fuckers. He hates them so much that it's okay with him to help out the villainess, who, to be fair, did not expect his help or ask for it. And so we didn't get it now, but next episode we're getting a 5-on-5, but it's just him versus them. 1v1s. We're getting mech battles, because even in the first episode he goes, "There's no reason to have all this mechs," but there are. He's got a fucking mech. They've got mechs. And it is heavily implied that he is going to whip their asses, and which no one would expect him to, because he's a nobody. But he did in real life buy the expensive DLC. So now he has access to the expensive DLC. So he can play all of that, which is silly in ways that I really enjoy. I enjoy how silly that is. Where he's just like, oh yeah. He bought the DLC, so he has access to the cool mech that nobody respects, and they're going to find out is awesome. So next episode, we're going to get a mech fight. I finally get to watch some mech anime, even if it is in a weird dating game thing. That I'll say this. I don't hate it. Um, I don't hate it. This show, I like him because he's still doing the right thing. And also he does the lean back to flip everyone off that's booing him. Like, he does not give a shit because he's trapped in a game world in a game he didn't enjoy. So he's just like, yeah, whatever, fine, sure, I'm here. Yeah, like he broke his own rule because he's like, I would love to show you up and put you in your place, because they're not even considering the idea that it might be that they would lose even a single round. He's just like, yeah, I mean, you've got to understand that you're the king shits here, but like, that doesn't mean you're the strongest people in the world. So I'm psyched about that. I want to know more about this girl who is living her life, casting herself as the main character in this thing, what her powers are, how she's being able to pull it off. And then also, if it is in fact that she is his sister, because that will be complicated. The only character that isn't necessary, it doesn't make any sense, is he has a sister in the game that doesn't want anything to do with him, and that character isn't fleshed out and doesn't seem to serve any purpose except occasionally giving information. There's also the girl that should be the main character but isn't, and he's the only person that really treats her well. So it's heavily implied by the opening animation that the three of them, that the villainess hangs out with them as well, and they, who knows, maybe it'll turn into a mini harem. I don't know for sure. That is the anime I want to talk to you about, and now we're going to talk about the manga. It's manga time. We're done with the other arm here, so we're moving on to the feet. We're going to get some stickers here. This is going to be a lot of fucking stickers, unfortunately, because the photo of this thing is supposed to have red feet, and there's not a lick of red plastic, so it's going to be all, unfortunately, sticker based, and I'm going to be frustrated, but we're going to work on that. So let's talk about 2 isekai. I wasn't necessarily expecting, but hey, let's be honest, I read a lot of isekai, so of course I will talk about 2 of them. That is what I read a lot of these days, so it's not super surprising, I guess, that I would be talking about them here. But let's chat about them. First one is The Magical Revolution of the Reincarnated Princess and the Genius Young Lady. So this one is fun because there are a lot of these, like, I just talked about the anime Trapped in a Dating Sim, right? I just talked about that. There's plenty of these, right, where it's the a girl woke up and she's the villainess in a story, and there's a, like, she's being set up and whatever. She's not the main character, all that. That we don't have that. We do have this girl. We have a girl who thought she was doing everything right. She's not in love with the prince, but she did everything she could, including letting this commoner who shows up, like, hey, you're spending a lot of time, like, people are going to talk, like, you should kind of know what's going on here and a little bit know your place, but, like, she's also hurt because the guy that doesn't have any feelings for her is definitely, like, spending time with this other person, and it's a bad thing because they are engaged to be married, and you're like, oh, that sucks. She's not the reincarnated character. The reincarnated character is just another girl that has nothing to do with this main story. She's the princess, but she's used her knowledge of the other world to, like, she's a magic junkie. She's obsessed with magic. She doesn't have control of magic. She has learned other ways to make magic happen, and through magic tools and, like, saving stuff, and basically saves this girl because she's just like, yeah, I've seen you a couple times before. You've never seemed happy. You were in a bad spot. My brother was clearly like putting you in a bad place. So why don't you become my assistant? Now, later, we're going to find out a little bit more what's going on here. It's very clear that the girl that the prince was like, I don't want to marry you. I want to marry this other girl. Like, I think she's also a reincarnation, or If she's not a reincarnation, she is the villainess of the piece. She's the actual villainess that was trying to set up her storybook life. So you can see here, big, annoying sticker that I'm going to do my best to put on, but I don't have any, I can't promise you that it'll be perfect. I think I'm actually going to start, instead of starting in the middle, I'm going to start on one of the sides here. This is the back of the foot, so if it's not perfect, I'm not going to like cry about it, but I would like it to look, I would like it to not look shitty. I would like it to look like it was supposed to be this. It's going to be hard because I'm not good at this, but all right. That won't look terrible. You have to be really close together to see that I did it not perfect, but whatever. We'll get that on there. I'm going to keep going with these anyways. Okay, we'll put on this. I'm going to do the second one same way. Okay. Oh, so yeah, so now she's going to help out, and it takes a while before things happen, before we get some fights. We do get some cool magic fights with the two of them and a fucking dragon. That's very cool, but it's a lot of it just like, it's focusing on this girl, our genius magic user, who is all like basically gave up everything to be the perfect bride, but hasn't been happy. And now that she's not going to be, because even if, you know, like the marriage has been basically like called off, she's not going to be the prince's, the princess and the queen, it's not going to happen for her. She doesn't know what she's going to do. And she's met this weirdo, the weirdo princess. And now she's like, I guess this person's assistant. And, kind of trying to build her, put her life back together, having somebody that actually cares for her and is looking out for her, but is also selfish in her own ways, in her own desires. And then trying to maybe unravel the mystery a bit of what's going on, and why this has happened. And yeah, I think we're going to get into that soon. But yeah, overall, I think it is a cool series, and it's going for a bit of a different vibe. Having two female leads is fun. There are moments of like, is she interested in her? Is the princess interested in her? Is this going to be a bit of a Yuri tale? Right now it's subtext, or it's for laughs. It's misunderstandings for laughs. I don't know if it's going to become anything more than that. We'll see. But most likely, in my opinion, it is just going to be some queer baiting. And we're not going to get much more than that. That's my guess right now from what I've seen of it. All right, so I got to do this trick here. I'm going to do the... Yeah, all right. So I got to put this piece in here, and it's going to have to line up like this. So I'm going to do the this trick here where I'm going to... Oops. No, I'm going to put it like this here. And then hopefully, I'll do it like that, but I'll do it through this. And hopefully I can just pull the tweezers through and then line up right. Nope, didn't want to work. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on. I could try the other way too, which is just... Yeah, the problem is when I push it, it sometimes turns. And I don't want it to be, it needs to be perfect, because that way that if it doesn't go right, then the foot won't connect properly. And then that would be bad. The other manga I want to talk to you about is Headhunted to Another World, from Salaryman to Heavenly King. And this is a slice of life series it is about a summon from another world. Instead of it being a goddess, it is the demon lord summons a human to be one of his heavenly kings, to be one of his big supporters. And this dude is like, why though? I'm just a guy. He's like, no. The demon lord is like, no, I summoned you because you are a very good salesman, and I need that. You would get moved to different parts of the world and, work with tough clients, and you do a great job. It's just like, what? I mean, okay. I mean, I'm here, so I guess. So it's our dude. Doesn't have magic abilities. Didn't get any cool powers when he got summoned. He is just a businessman that that is pretty good at business, trying to solve oh well, we just brought in. We want to acquire, and so instead of acquiring a business, they want to acquire new people into their army, and they have to integrate those people. It's not a hostile takeover, but it's a buyout, so it's that kind of thing. And he's like, oh yeah, all right, I'm pretty good at doing that, and I can negotiate. And he's finding resources issues and food sources and all that. It's just it's him and his innate senses of how to negotiate with people and how to work with the clientele and get results. It's, I think, charming. There's some romance stuff a little bit there with one of the other Heavenly Kings that is kind of helping him out, and there's some cultural issues that get messed up because he just doesn't understand where she's coming from culturally. He really makes a faux pas there. And it's pretty cute. It's not the best thing in the world. I don't think it'll get an anime adaptation. I would be surprised. Of course, I've been wrong before with anime adaptations, so it's certainly possible that there will be, but I don't see it because it's just it's a fun idea for an isekai that is also a slice of life. And I say quite often that I want to see more slice of life in isekai. Instead of all of it being the action focused ones. I do like the ones the pharmacy one and some of the farming ones that are cute. I just read the first half of a chapter of a series, so it'll be a while before I review it here. But basically the premise is a dude dies at work, and he always wanted to have a slow life as a farmer in the countryside. So when the goddess of reincarnation is here are all the gods of this world, the lower gods. Pick one to have your faith, and they'll give you a blessing. He immediately goes up to the old man wearing a hat who's leaning against a tree and is like, you're the god of agriculture, right? Yeah, sign me up, dude. And he's like, no, don't you want the god of wisdom or the god of war or, heroes? He's like, no. I want to farm. This sounds great. And this dude, he's like, it's been thousands of years and we've done so many of these. No one's ever chosen me. Hey, can I give him extra blessings? And so that is the premise this dude got. He just wants to live a slow life as a farmer. And because he picked this one god who's no one's ever picked before, he gets extra cool blessings that are farm oriented. And I'm very excited about reading more of it because that shit sounds great to me. I do like these kind of slow life chill isekai, that version of it, instead of just always the action oriented ones. I don't know. Hey, look, you know me. I do like an overpowered main character fantasy series, isekai or reincarnation or just whatever. I'm big on those. I do like an overpowered MC, but I also don't mind at all one that's just yeah, this is just a dude. He's living his life in a fantasy world. He's making it happen. Which I thought was going to be that one that I was reading about the blacksmith guy. But now he keeps getting into some scrapes. It's not a slow life. I thought it was going to be a slow life, but it's not. They had to throw some action in there. Anyway, I want to hear from y'all. What are you watching? What are you playing? What are you checking out there? Let me know in the chat. I'll tell you, I don't own a Playdate. I did not pre-order a Playdate. I got to check it out at the 2019's Game Developers of Color Expo. I checked out the Playdate then, and it didn't strike. It struck me as cool. I liked the crank. I thought it was neat. But it wasn't something that I was I've got to have this in my collection. I must have it. It wasn't I've got to have this. It was more this is neat. So I did not pick that up. Chilling out with some No Man's Sky. Just amazing what this game has become. Hell yeah, that's awesome, Arctic. Yeah, that is definitely a game that has turned around as far as perception goes for its audience, and given so much back to the people that stuck with it or came back to it. It is a cool story. Um, um, I do wish I had pre-ordered Playdate. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I didn't pre-order it because I wasn't wowed by it. I liked it, and I did have people I knew who were working on games for it, so I was like, oh, yeah, this is fine. Here's the thing. I'm glad I didn't pre-order it because I don't commute anymore. And that's where I would probably play it. I mean, you can, send out the signal, you can do whatever, but like, I don't know. I think I would have felt weird if I had pre-ordered it and then I just didn't like it. Now I just had a handheld that would just sat there. So, but it looks cool. Played it, looks neat. Wanted to see the reviews though. Yeah, and people seem to be like, some people were like, my hand hurts. It's not comfortable to play this. And other people were like, this is the best handheld I've ever had in my life. So, results may vary. I do love that Jeff Grubb is like, this snowboarding game is one of my favorite games this year. I think that's rad. That's awesome that he found a game. It's not snowboarding, it's surfing. There's a surfing game that Jeff Grubb really loved. And I think that's cool. And that's like exactly what you want. You want to hear about like this like experience you can only really play on this device being something so good that he's like, yeah, this is one of my favorite games this year. Like, that rules. Let's see. Ghost Val finished their main playthrough of Elden Ring. Now I have to catch up on my Switch backlog. Hell yeah, Ghost Val. Congratulations on finish it up. Lord Cratchit watched The Batman on HBO Max and chuckled every time the moody Nirvana song started playing. Yeah, I haven't seen The Batman yet. I will probably, because I would like to see it. I just haven't. Aristofan says I was incredibly lucky and won an in-game lottery in Final Fantasy XIV, and now I have a small house. Hell yeah, Aristofan, you got a house. I don't know a lot about that Final Fantasy game, but I do know that property is very difficult to come by, so congratulations. That rules. Enjoy your small house. That's awesome. So, I haven't seen The Batman. And this, I think, only really applies to Lashbrook as someone who will appreciate this, because, maybe a few of y'all will. Hey, here's the thing that happened. Eddie Kingston, one of the hardest men in wrestling, one of the most believable hard men in wrestling, he saw The Batman in theaters. He went to go see The Batman with ring announcer, commentator Tony Schiavone. And that just made me smile. The idea that Tony and Eddie went to go see The Batman in 4D, and Tony did not enjoy the 4D experience. Just the idea that those two spent time together makes me happy. I love that. I love hearing that. Again, one of the hardest men in wrestling, the most believable men in wrestling, and Tony Schiavone, the voice of WCW, among other things. Just going to see a movie together just really makes me happy just to hear that. I was just like, I love it. I love that so much. I hope they had a good time together. It's just very fun. It's just cute. Also, update, Tony Schiavone quit Elden Ring because there's too many skills and weapons and bullshit. So he's back to playing Red Dead 2. And I think that is very fun. I love that he's just like, there's too many shields, too many spells and weapons in Elden Ring for his liking. And that is very fun. So that's the Tony Schiavone updates. Honestly, that's fair. Totally. I saw that Tony did not enjoy his time with Elden Ring, which is also amusing. Yes. Also, he was like, hey, should I get Elden Ring? Because I don't watch a lot of wrestler blogs, but I do watch Evil Uno's wrestling blog because it's fun. Because he goes to comic book shops, but it's not only about comic book shops. He likes to collect Simpsons things. But his backstage interviews are fun. But he talks about video games a lot because he runs some of the video game stuff or works on some video game stuff. And it was very fun to have him, like, basically Tony Schiavone being like, should I get Elden Ring? Should I? And it was very funny for him to be like, I mean, it's good, but I don't know. Like, what, did you like Bloodborne? You know, like going through all this stuff. But I will say this. The best part of Evil Uno's blogs is Stu Grayson has a subsection within the blog where he it's just like Stu's corner of the blog where he reviews hotel gyms because he's a fitness guy. He's always got to do his workout stuff. He's also a guy that like is still very French Canadian. Like the accent has not gone away with Stu, and that's just pleasant. He's a Kratos looking motherfucker. He's got like a shaved head and a real big beard. He's like a late stage Kratos looking motherfucker. He's dressed like Tim once for Halloween on AEW. But yeah, his reviews are very fun. Just him just talking about what he liked and what he didn't like about a gym workout. I enjoy it because he doesn't play video games. He doesn't do anything else. Also, Stu Grayson was for many years player 2. When Evil Uno was player number 1, Stu Grayson was his tag team partner as player number 2. Stu Grayson also, without a mask, wrestled under the name Stupefied, which is a great name if your name is Stu to go by Stupefied. That is just a good indie name. I've heard a lot about late stage Kratoism. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I just really I do like that. And then yeah, Stu is Evil Uno's tag team partner in AEW when they tag, and a fantastic wrestler. He's not like so like John Silver gets the like, oh, look at that short jacked guy, because he is short. He's a short king. He's this tiny big man. Where Stu Grayson is a bit taller than him and not as muscular, but he's also ridiculously strong and has a hard-hitting style. He wrestles a strong style. But Stu Grayson just has never had a personality, so it's fun to have him like have something to do. The idea is that he's like a great actor because he's like, ha, I fooled you. He didn't fool me. He's not a good actor. That is enjoyable. He is self-aware at least. I don't know. Like I said, I don't watch a lot of the wrestlers with their own things. Like I don't watch, but some of them come on. Like Ethan Page, I don't watch his like adventures in comic book shopping. Dan Housen I watch occasionally, but not everyone. I've heard good things about Thunder Rosa's taco. That she's got a YouTube channel that focuses on getting tacos in whatever city she's in with other wrestlers, and I think that's a fun idea. But I haven't watched a lot of that. Join Dark Order, indeed, Arkansas. I want to see more Ruby Riott on Evil Uno's because she's appeared there occasionally, and that's been fun. They talked about her farm and all that. Like, that's nice. Eddie Kingston's been on there. Eddie Kingston shows up in all of their blogs, and it's very fun because he's playing the role of dude that is like the uncle that's just like, hey, what are you guys up to? I don't fucking understand any of that, but you're having fun. That's nice. Like, he constantly is just being like, oh, we're blogging? Like, he's a crank, but he's a lovable crank, and I enjoy that because that feels like Eddie. Like, Eddie Kingston's the kind of guy that I would be constantly afraid hated me. I think we didn't have a good working relationship, but he's that kind of guy. But I would want him to think I was cool. So I do enjoy that about Kingston. You watch Page's toy blog, yeah. I'm not. Ethan Page I think is fine, but I don't really like everyone that he hangs out with. I like him on other people's blogs, but not his own blogs. Have you been watching the Hey W interview series? Yes. I love that so far none of the people who've been interviewed have ever retweeted or promoted it at all. And I don't know if they're supposed to, if they've actively been said, hey, don't promote this. But like, It's it is interesting. It's not, I wouldn't call it avant-garde. This is RJ City's interview series where he interviews AEW people called Hey EW. RJ City is a lot. He is a sitcom loving, sounds like he's from the 40s, like obscure reference, interviews people in his underwear in a different context, makes coffee in his underwear and interviews people. Like, he's just doing his thing and doing what he needs to do. Yeah, Eddie Kingston did a great job on that, playing it straight. Like, everyone's just like, he's just like an on-purpose awkward interviewer. His one with Danhausen is actually probably my least favorite because I don't think RJ City should be interviewing characters because Danhausen is too much of a character. Danhausen needs... Danhausen works great being interviewed by Tony Schiavone because Tony Schiavone's just like, here's the things I need to ask from you. And then like, Danhausen is just a ridiculous person. I saw Danhausen curse William Regal. Yep. I mean, Danhausen right now. Hook is somehow immune to Danhausen's curses. The first person to ever be immune to them, which I think is very funny because Danhausen is just cool. Yes, William Regal sold the hell out of the curse. William Regal acted like the idea of a curse was new information to him. But you have to understand this about William Regal. I'm going to switch over here because we're done building tonight. We'll talk a little bit more, than we're going to raid, but we're definitely done assembling a model kit. We did a lot. We got the arms done, and then and the shoulders, and then we got the feet, and then we're going to work on the legs, and the legs, and then the weapon or the shield weapon are and the backpack. We don't have a lot left to build. Like, we might finish this up on. If we don't finish this up on Thursday, we'll finish it up on Saturday, certainly. Oh, I guess there's a new piece of headgear we could build, but I don't like that headgear, so I don't really want to do it, but whatever. I don't know if we'll finish it on Thursday, but we'll get very close, because there's not a lot to the legs to build here. We did almost all the stickers. We just have the weapon stickers, and then the head thing. The thing about William Regal is, that man loves like British slapstick and comedy and physicality, and he loves that. Like, you can see it in the ring and in his work. He is a wrestler, but he also realizes he's an entertainer. So I fully believed that William Regal would sell the same way he'd be scared of the boogeyman, he would sell being cursed. Because there's something about Danhausen's bit that I'm sure tickles William Regal. Which is awesome because the dude gets it. He understands his role as an entertainer. That because he takes his work very seriously, then when he's playful, it makes it even better. He understands his role. Anyway, that's the end of our build stream. We're gonna raid though because we don't have Imjan here to repeat it, but Imjan always repeats to say we end every stream with a raid, and that's true, folks. We do end every stream with a raid. We are going to go raid somebody in the community. We're strong but mighty tonight. Small but strong here. I said strong but mighty, and I meant small but mighty. So that doesn't even work. We don't have a lot of friends here tonight, but we had a good crew, and it was fun. And we are going to go raid. And let's see. Let's see, who are we going to go hang out with? Mary Kish is playing something called Cat Cafe Manager, which I played the demo of, and I didn't love Cat Cafe Manager, but, like, I hope she's enjoying it. We're going to go raid Mary Kish, because that sounds fun. Mary rules, and any excuse to go chill with Mary. Silver Streak, who came in the other day, is a mod for Mary. So we're going to go raid Mary Kish. Feel free to come along. Again, playing Cat Cafe Manager, and I hope she's having a great time with that. So come along on this raid. Come back on Wednesday for me talking about when we're going to watch some old-ass wrestling from the 80s, 90s, and one match from 2005 for All Japan Pro Wrestling, and maybe at least one other match from another brand. I have to look around. I want to feature some Josie, some ladies. So we'll definitely find that. Thanks so much for being here. I hope you have a great night. More model kit building on Thursday. Wrestling, old wrestling on Wednesday. Have a great night, everybody. Goodbye. 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 Goodbye.